What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Matty V, and this is Matty Cars. Today, we have the 2022 Tesla Model Y long range. So for those who don't know, Tesla is the #1 manufacturer of electric vehicles in the world, and the Tesla Model Y is the #1 EV in the world. The main question that I have for this vehicle is, can it be everything? Can it check all the boxes? Can we have a vehicle that is fun to drive, thrilling, performance oriented, but also can take you on adventures, can go off the beaten path, can go on the fire road, can climb the Widowmaker, and haul your family and your gear and your pet and all your toys? Is it possible to really have one vehicle do it all? Let's go find out. Okay, setting off in the Tesla Model Y long range. Oh my gosh, this thing is so fast. Wow, that is fun.
That does sound fun to me.
Horsepower and torque, 384 horsepower and 375 foot-pound of torque from dual electric motors. And that torque is a meaty torque band all the way through. Basically, it comes on early, it stays on the whole way. It's kind of ridiculous, I gotta be honest. So let's talk about drivability. This car is very comfortable. It's very easy to drive. In fact, right now, the car's driving itself. It's in autopilot, and Tesla's autopilot system is very good. Tesla uses cameras much like the human eye. It doesn't use any LiDAR, there's no radar here, it's all camera based. And their theory is that the roads are set up for human eyes, so if the car can behave like a human using vision just like a human does, then that's the safest way to build a car that does driving on its own. Well, there are some downsides to that. One of them is the mirage issue, where basically the Tesla will be cruising along freeway speeds, 70, 75 miles an hour, and all of a sudden just emergency brake out of nowhere. It's very terrifying actually, and actually very dangerous. If there's cars behind you, that's a problem. So this is an issue that apparently Tesla's had for a few years. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, you should be aware of that. Now, 98% of the time, the autopilot is excellent. It's only those little edge cases, and it will continue to get better and better over time.
I'm not an inventor, but I'm an improver.
In terms of steering, it is very sharp steering, but it's also very level. It is a quick steering car. Now, there are different steering modes. I'm in the sportiest mode, but if we go to comfort mode here, it actually is still not very comfortable. It's sharp no matter what mode you're in. This is one of my major gripes about this car. It's a little bit of busy drive. And if it's driving itself, you don't really care because it's handling it. But if you have to kind of drive this thing down the freeway and you're holding on to it, you have to be very mindful of your moves because it's a very twitchy steering rack. The brakes are amazing. So brakes, steering, suspension, the way that the car feels while you drive it, it's all really excellent. And this is where it can kind of behave like a sports car. Even though it's a 4,200 pound SUV, it does have this feeling of nimbleness, and it just turns in quick and brakes fast, and it really does feel like a sports car. Let's go do a 0 to 60 test. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay, 4.94 seconds. Going a little bit uphill there, I think. This thing just takes off. Try number 2.
He usually does better on the second attempt.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, buddy. 4.81 seconds, 0 to 60 that time. This thing is fast and fun. See if I can get this thing up on the Widowmaker. It's like, so the suspension, I don't know how much travel there is. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of travel. There's some whoops right here. But it is like sporty. It doesn't like, it really dampens whatever imperfections there are fairly well. I got some off camera there. there's something about off-roading in electric mode that's pretty dang fun. So we'll cruise up here and see. We're coming up here to Widowmaker. Widowmaker and the Tesla Model Y. Let's go! Please like and subscribe if you guys are into this. I'm beating the shnikes out of my vehicles for you guys. But, oh man, it's gorgeous. There's some crazy. Yeah, I'm getting a little off camera there. Let's see, is there like a off-road mode here? So we go boom, isn't steering. Off-road assist. Off-road assist enabled. So this is the most off-road friendly version. Yeah, I think I'm gonna want a spotter for this. I'm spinning out. You can see the Widowmaker's a little bit too spicy for us right now. I think we can do it. We air down and kind of get spotter out here with me. But maybe another day. Okay, so we're cruising along here 65 miles an hour, 68 miles an hour on a back country road. It's pretty quiet in here actually. You're really isolated from the outside elements. It's a comfortable place to be. There's a little bit of an echo in here. I think I don't know, it's because of all the glass and just the way that the car is designed. There is a slight echo, and it was very noticeable to me when I first got this car. But as I've had it for about 6 months now, I've become more and more used to it. But there are a couple little rattles. I've had Tesla service out. The back tailgate kind of rattling. I don't know if you can hear it now. I hear it a little bit. And maybe it's more noticeable to hear those noises because this does not have an exhaust. There's no internal combustion motor up there making a bunch of noise. So maybe I hold Tesla to a little bit higher standard because every little rattle and noise is more noticeable in an EV because it's much quieter overall car. Overall visibility is really pretty good. The roof slopes pretty dramatically to the back. So there are a couple of spots in the back that are a little difficult to see. The mirrors are not huge, but there are cameras all the way around the car, so you can easily see on screen if there's anybody around you. There is something with this A-pillar here that's a little bit of a blind spot, especially if you're making a left turn and this A-pillar gets in the way. There is this huge glass roof, which really for the drivers up here, the front passenger and the driver, you don't really notice that. The back seat really gets to enjoy it. My parents, when they ride back there, are always really excited because they can look up and see the mountains. Overall though, yeah, nice place to be. It's just comfortable. Seats are nice, pretty good visibility. Not bad. Okay, let's talk about styling. From the front end, I do like the headlights. I think the design's great, they work great. It's a little bit bizarre to see the front end of a car without a grille or any kind of opening or design on the front end. In terms of the side of the car, it's kind of this swooping shape. The rear end of the car kind of have a wide-ish hips, and it gets pretty dang narrow up here in the rear. Interior-wise styling, it's very simple in here. There's just the screen. The materials are nice. The seats are comfortable. Actually enjoy the simplicity of the design in here. I think the functionality is really good too, and how they've integrated that into the design. Overall, I like it. I like this material here, kind of a soft plastics up here, some fake wood grain. Wasn't initially a big fan of the wood grain, but I kind of like it now, I gotta be honest. Yeah, I would say not bad. I like the styling of the inside more than the styling of the outside. Okay, let's talk about tech. I mean, this is really where this car shines in a lot of ways, but also kind of disappoints in a few ways. I mean, overall, Tesla is a software company first. They happen to make cars. The software and the tech side of things, in a lot of ways, they're just ahead of every other car manufacturer out there. So let's talk about the positives. First of all, this beautiful screen here. Everything that you do basically is through this screen. You can control all the climate, all the stereo, all the crazy features, because this car has all these funky tech features that most cars don't have, including whoopee cushion mode. I mean, come on. I mean, you gotta appreciate a company that has a sense of humor, right? There's also karaoke mode, they call it karaoke. There's all kinds of games. And they kind of integrate this in because if you are traveling in this car, you're gonna find yourself at supercharger stations waiting around for the car to charge more than you normally would be with a gas car. So in terms of the audio system, it's excellent. The sound quality is great. There's plenty of bass. You can log into your own Spotify account. You can log into your own Apple Music account, Tidal. They have many different, they have their own streaming account you can pay for. So it's pretty cool. It's like having a giant smartphone in your car. Some of the downsides of that are everything is on a touchscreen. So there are no buttons anywhere. If you need to do anything in this car, you have to get into the touchscreen, with the exception of a few little buttons here where you can do volume. There's some dials here you can do volume, you know, skip a track forward and back. You can control the autopilot with this button. Then you have the stocks where you can control windshield wipers, and there's a button for the hazard lights up here. So other than that, everything is through the screen. So overall, in terms of the tech review, it's an A+, and I'm excited to see what else they can do as they add more and more features and functionality to this technology platform here. Okay, so we're cruising down the freeway at 75 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. And let's check the decibel meter. I'm gonna call it 66. 66 decibels, just cruising down the freeway. How does it sound to you guys? Okay, at the end of our highway portion of our lake lap, the conclusion is this is an extremely comfortable car to drive on the freeway. It does most of the driving for you. The seats are comfortable. It's a nice cabin where you're isolated from the noise from the outside. There's a great sound system. It's just an easy car to experience on the freeway. So, way to go, Tesla. So in conclusion, is the Tesla Model Y long range the perfect blend of performance and adventure vehicle? Almost. It's so close. It's not perfect, but it's as close as I've ever come to finding one vehicle that can operate in a lot of different ways, with its flexibility, with its performance, with its technology, with its ease of use, and with the fact that you can just drive past the gas station and wave and never have to go in there. This vehicle blends all those benefits together in a really compelling package. What are your thoughts on the Tesla? Let me know. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Really appreciate all the support and all the comments and suggestions. We have a lot of these car reviews coming down the pike here shortly. So if you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.